Whether you are a family that is just getting into RV camping for the first time, or maybe you're just a family that's looking to have a simple camper that is not too big, this Jayco SLX line with this new floor plan here, it is the 245 BHS, is a great option that gets you out of something that is like really small. It's a tandem axle bunkhouse model. It's still very simple, but it gives you a bit more space than some of the smaller options that you see a lot of, especially like in videos online here. So it just expands stuff a little bit more, gives you a little bit more storage. I think this is a great spot to land for people looking for just a simple, inexpensive camper. So let's go take a look, come on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here taking a look at this 2026 Jayco Jay Flight in their SLX line. This is the 245 BHS, and I get really excited to take a look at campers like this with you guys, not because they're just like super exciting or, you know, groundbreaking stuff. It's just because this is just like the simple average man's camper. This is what a lot of people either start out in or they even, you know, have for a long time, because it just gets the job done and it's not too expensive and is something that gets you out camping comfortably with your family and doing what you want to do at a much more affordable rate than some other RVs that are out there. You can see the floor plan layout here. You'll also be able to see the specs on the screen if we are able to find them online. Double over double bunks in the back, 60 by 80 queen bed. You get your own privacy here in the bedroom for the parents, which is great. Again, some of these smaller model travel trailers that we might take a look at, sometimes they don't have. I was trying to see if there were any in sight of me here. A lot of these like smaller ones here catch a lot of people's attention because they can be like, you know, under $20,000 or right around $20,000, but you don't have like your own private bedroom. You might have a Murphy bed, stuff like that. This just expands everything where you get your own private bedroom and you get more storage and stuff like that. We'll get to the price at the end of the video because I'll have to look it up to kind of get a ballpark figure on that for you. But before we do that, there is a link down below in the comments and description of this video. If you are looking for your next RV, there are over 100 different Blue Compass RV dealerships across the country. And we have a link down below where you can get to our website where you can find a store close to you so that you can start looking for your next RV. Now, as we walk inside, let's look at the specs here real quick. Length on this is only 28 feet 6 inches, so very modest size on this. That's right about the same length as my travel trailer actually. And weight on it, unloaded, is 5,570 pounds with a 1,430 pound cargo carrying capacity. So we're gonna put it at a gross weight of right about, let's just say, 7,000 pounds. Also going to make it very comfortably towable by pretty much any modern half-ton truck and even some of your larger SUVs, like in the larger segment of the SUV market. So as we step inside, another thing to point out with Jayco is you do have a 2-year base warranty, whereas pretty much every other manufacturer has a 1-year base warranty, and then you also have your 3-year structural warranty. Right when we walk in, we see nice white cabinetry, and it is solid wood cabinetry. It is not a wrapped cabinet door. So I like to see that, especially on an entry-level travel trailer. That is not common whatsoever. Quick access to storage right there for things when we walk inside the door. And then we have a U-shaped dining table here. You can see all the storage that we're gonna have. Forgot to close the bathroom door when I was filming some videos for Instagram and TikTok for you guys. But bigger storage space here. You can see lots of floor space to work with. Your kids will have room to kind of move around this camper. If you wanted to get even more seating space there, because sometimes with this dining table, the 2 legs there take up some of the leg space. You can remove that table out as well. On top of that, the table does drop down and can sit on these black supports to make this into a bed. And then we have cloth furniture in here, so no leather, and this color I think is a perfect choice because it looks nice, but it also I think will do a really good job standing up against like dirt and stuff like that and getting dirty. So I'm curious your thoughts though on the cloth versus, well, this is, goodness gracious, get the lisp out of here. The cloth versus the leather style furniture. Man, been a long day. I filmed like 10 RVs a day out here at this event for you guys, and at the end of the day here, it's like, I think it's like 7 o'clock right now, and I've been filming since 7 in the morning. The words just start getting harder to say for some reason. It's really weird how that happens, but nonetheless, curious your thoughts on the cloth versus, oh my gosh, I think I did it again, versus leather. I'm just human, y'all. I'm just human. You have your plastic dual basin sink. So again, going to be a little bit more modest. And this is a very like price aggressive camper for people. When you look at your storage here, you have 4 drawers, or actually it's 3 drawers, and then this top one's going to be a little flip down area there. It is plywood drawer construction with staples for that, kind of as you would expect for an entry level travel trailer. Got your storage space underneath here. No individual shutoff valves for the water lines, which isn't a huge deal or anything. It's just saying that basically if you did have a water leak in this camper, like most campers, you would have to turn off the water to the entire camper to stop the leak from occurring. And then once you fix it, you can turn the water back on. Got your breakers underneath here, looks like. And then we have a standard RV size oven. It is these Envision line kitchen appliances. 3-burner gas stove, so also gets you out of the territory where some other campers have those smaller north to south facing 2-burner stoves. Standard RV size microwave, spot for a TV on the wall. So if you wanted to do the TV, you can. Kind of interesting because this space is obviously just fully dedicated for a TV. So if you opt not to ever get a TV, it's just kind of unused space, which that kind of stinks to me, honestly. I'm like, I feel like if you're not going to do the TV standard, you should just commit to that choice. You guys let me know what you think about that. But I feel like they should just commit to that choice and say, hey, you're not getting a TV in this model and we're going to make this space allocated for something else. Or at least if you're going to opt to not put a TV here, make it so the space is compatible and usable for something else. Because as it sits right now, it's not really usable for much of anything other than the TV. So it's like, you might as well just put a TV there, right? With your refrigerator and freezer, you're getting a lot more space allocated to the refrigerator portion than some other refrigerator and freezer brands in the RV industry. So they have a pretty condensed freezer to make more space in there, where you have 3 shelves, or I guess technically 4 shelves in the refrigerator, whereas most others have 3. And then we have a little bit of storage down underneath here. Now on these bunks, they are saying these are rated as a double over double bunk for 600-pound capacity on that. So that is pretty nice there. It's kind of interesting. It says 600-pound sleeping capacity, but 400-pound storage capacity. I don't know why that makes a difference necessarily. I couldn't tell you. I'm not the person to answer that kind of question. But 600-pound capacity for people sleeping in there, which is great. Most other bunks are like a 250 or 300-pound capacity. So definitely saying that this has a little bit more structural integrity to it. These bunks are right at about 6 feet long as well, so if you're over 6 feet, you still can sleep diagonal in these if you're having like grown adults sleep in this, but definitely suitable for pretty much all size kids for the most part. USB ports on this top bunk. You have a light here, AC ducted into this area, so if you have a kid that sleeps hot, like I was as a kid, you have this vent right there. That is great. The kid could sleep this way if they want their head right here and have that blowing on their head, or if they want it blowing on their feet, they have the ability to be able to adapt that. Or if they want to close it because they are hot, they have the ability, there we go, they have the ability to close that vent also, which not all camper brands have closable vents, surprisingly. Down underneath here, you have your USB, or not USB, your outlets there, and you have a window on this bunk, and then finally some storage under here, and this does flip up. We do have heat registers in the floor, so that's just something to be aware of. They are here in the floor, so they're running this heat ducting through the middle of the floor here. Kind of makes sense just looking at this camper. I guess they could have ran it through the cabinetry and it would have just eaten up some of your storage. So curious your thoughts on that. It definitely would have, cost them some storage space to run the heating through this cabinetry, and then I don't know how they would have got it to the bedroom area back there. But I know some people don't like those registers in the floor, which I understand. Nice big pantry storage space here, so definitely not lacking for storage in this floor plan. Really like that, lots of usable space. And then as we go into the bathroom, back in this area, pretty standard bathroom, although it does have a very large base on that shower, so lots of room in there. Standard shower curtain, and then you have your shelving all along here. It is a plastic foot flush toilet. No soft close toilet seat on that. And then you have your countertop space right here. Plastic square or rectangle sink, sorry. Larger sink though, good size on that. Got your medicine cabinet storage, tankless water heater, and then a little spot to hang a towel. You have your spot for toilet paper, and you have the skylight up in here, and this skylight is going to allow for someone up to about 6'4" into the shower, as you can see. I have quite a bit of room here to work with, and I'm standing at about 6'2", maybe 6'3" right now, so probably like 6'4", 6'5" for height with that skylight. Now the shower head does sit pretty low. I'd have to duck a considerable amount to get under that, but it is a wand, so you can't wave it around. And the base of this shower is pretty dang good. You can see there is quite a bit of room for me to move around here. And it's bigger than some other showers that you will see in some campers that come in around this size. So definitely like that. You have a vent in this area, but no fan in that vent. AC ducted into the bathroom. And then finally, we have the parents' bedroom where you get a residential queen size bed. Before we go there though, we do have a 13,500 BTU air conditioner right here. So we go back this way. AC ducted back into the bedroom. Huge opening going into the spaces. They have doors that close from both sides of the walls here and come together to meet in the middle. Wardrobe storage on both sides. And this is just gonna give you as parents some separation from your kids when you want, or if you just need some like privacy or anything like that, you have the ability to get that with the two doors closing. Let's kind of see what we're working with when these close. There is no like, you know, way for those to stay closed, so it doesn't have a latch or magnets or anything like that, but that is pretty dang secure. I mean, you have a slight little crack between there, but that definitely kind of gives you that, you know, sense of privacy once you close those up. But your kids are gonna have no problem coming and open those doors at will if they want to. Mattress on here, not too bad. It's kind of like a standard RV type of mattress. Some people will probably feel the desire to have a foam topper on top of there, but I think there are some people that will feel like this works just fine for them. Got a shelf up above this area. And then we have shelving in this closet. And then on this closet, we have a clothing rod. So kind of a difference there between those two. And then on both sides, we have outlets on the sides of the bed. A little bit bigger bedside storage on this side than on that side. So that is everything here in this bedroom. Last thing, you also have a spot for a TV on the wall. And curious your thoughts on what you think about this floor plan layout. Like I said, it's not anything like over the moon exciting, but it is just a nice, good, practical camper for a family looking to get maybe out of a tent, or you're just looking to get your kids out doing something off of technology and stuff like that, and you just want something simple and basic to get you going. This gives you air conditioning, gives you heat, gives you a controlled environment that's your own, that you can keep your stuff in. One thing that I don't think people talk enough about with the advantage of RV travel, it allows you to travel with a lot more stuff than you normally would get to. So thinking things like you can throw bikes in the back of your truck, you can bring fishing poles, you can bring your guitar, you can bring so many different things along with you when you RV travel that you just don't get to bring with you when you like travel by a plane, for instance. So a lot more fun to be had when you RV travel, in my opinion, which is why I love to RV travel, because I bring things like motorcycles with me, bikes with me, paddleboard, any stuff that I can bring with me, I bring it. And that's why I like traveling in an RV, because flying just doesn't allow me to do that. Here we have Liquify. This is a black tank treatment you can get for your RV that you'll find at Blue Compass stores across the country, as well as Amazon and Walmart. They have it in this pods formula, liquid formula, and powder formula. Make sure that everything goes in your toilet, turns into liquid, keeps your RV smelling fresh as well, and then also keeps your black tank healthy. So I use it in my camper. Definitely recommend it, and you can find that at Blue Compass stores across the country. Have your sound controls right here, slide out and awning controls. So you do have this slide here that will close while you're traveling down the road. Step down and you have a solid step for your entry. This is a entry-level camper. It has aluminum siding with wood framing. Got your awning up over the entry door. 2 outdoor speakers, something you won't always find in an entry-level camper, or even sometimes campers that are, you know, tiers above an entry-level camper. That's my Alliance Delta, for instance. My Alliance Delta, which is a pretty, you know, middle of the road camper that's pretty nice, does not have outdoor speakers. Doesn't really bother me, but it is an interesting thing that I just think is kind of interesting. Have your outdoor little kind of storage slash kitchen, but not a kitchen space. So just really storage there. And then you have your refrigerator. Come back this way. It is manual stabilizers on here. Quickest way to work these is like attaching a drill attachment to that and shooting them down. Or if you want to give your kids a task that's maybe not a drill, you can have your kids hand crank it for you. I know that's what my dad had me do. Was annoying as I was a kid, but as I've grown up, I'm like glad that my dad gave me responsibilities, made me do things sometimes, and put me to work. Definitely made me into the man that I am today. You can add a Lippert retractable ladder to this space, so that's something that you could purchase additionally to get up and down from your roof. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like the Lippert name brand, but that's the bracket that's up there. Got your backup camera there. Tankless water heater spray port along the back side of the camper. So you can see that here. And then we have a propane quick connect line here. So if you wanted to connect a griddle off the back side of the camper, you can also do that. 30 amp power plug off the back wall, brake, and then there's also a reverse light in this light right there. And then along this side, you have an outdoor shower. Looks like your black and gray tank dump valves are all on this side of the camper. And then you have a through frame rack and pinion style slide out. Underneath the camper does have an enclosed underbelly. So water tanks and water lines are sitting above the enclosed underbelly. That's gonna be another thing that's different from some of the cheaper entry-level campers that you see. That basically means the furnace is gonna help with keeping those water tanks and water lines warm if you are camping in close to or freezing temperatures. And then that's pretty much everything. Let's come up front, look at the storage up here real quick. So in this area, you can see pass-through storage. You can see that wood framing as well in this area, just pretty clean, straight through and concise on that. 2 20-pound propane bottles, power tongue jack on this one. And then as we come along this way, you do have the 4 stabilizers and nothing really on this side. So pretty straightforward. So curious your thoughts, let me know what you think, and then I'm gonna find a price estimate for y'all before we get you on your way. Hard to find an exact estimate, but something like this is gonna come in the $20,000 price range. So it's not gonna be over $20,000, or sorry, not gonna be over $30,000. And I would suspect even that it's probably gonna fall at or below like $25,000. So that's what we're looking at with something like this. Curious your thoughts. And again, if you are looking for your next RV, there is a link down below in the pinned comment of this video, as well as in the description of the video, where you're going to be able to find a Blue Compass RV dealership close to you. So that'll get you to our website where you can find a store close to you, as they have over 100 different dealerships across the United States, across 33 different states. So all over the map to help you out when you're ready to start looking for your next RV. And that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.